Chapter 1. In the dimly lit room, the soft hum of medical equipment filled the air as Dr. Amelia Thompson entered the private chamber, her eyes immediately drawn to the petite figure lying motionless on the hospital bed. The patient's name was Isabella, a woman who had been admitted for a routine procedure but had unexpectedly fallen into a state of unconsciousness. Dr. Thompson could not help but feel an inexplicable pull toward this beautiful stranger. And as she began her examination, she found herself lingering over Isabella's delicate form, taking in every curve and contour beneath the sterile white sheets. The doctor's hands trembled slightly as she gently probed for a pulse, her mind racing with thoughts that were decidedly unprofessional. Isabella's breathing was shallow and labored, her body flushed with fever. Dr. Thompson knew she needed to act quickly, but the desire simmering within her threatened to derail her focus. She forced herself to remain calm, knowing that Isabella's life was in her hands. As she prepared to administer an emergency treatment, her eyes locked with Isabella's, and for a moment, time seemed to stand still. In that instant, Dr. Thompson felt an intense connection with the unconscious woman before her. She had never experienced anything like it. It was as if their souls were intertwined in that small, sterile space. The pull between them was undeniable, and as the doctor moved closer to Isabella's lifeless form, she knew she would do whatever it took to save her, even if it meant risking everything. As Dr. Thompson administered the treatment, she could feel the heat of Isabella's body radiating toward her, filling her with an energy she had never known before. The sensation was intoxicating, and as the medication began to take effect, Isabella stirred slightly. Her eyes fluttered open, revealing deep pools of desire that seemed to penetrate Dr. Thompson's very soul. "Doctor," Isabella whispered, her voice barely audible above the din of the hospital. I need you." Those words sent a shiver down Dr. Thompson's spine, and she knew in that moment that she was lost. She had never felt such raw, primal desire before, and the thought of denying Isabella was unbearable. As they locked gazes once more, their bodies began to move together with a rhythm that seemed to defy all logic. In the confined space of the hospital room, their passions grew, fueled by the intensity of their connection. The sterile surroundings were replaced by an atmosphere of pure sensuality as Dr. Thompson and Isabella explored each other's bodies with fervor. Their kisses were deep and lingering, their touches electric, and with each passing second, their desire grew stronger. As the doctor's hands roamed over Isabella's supple form, she could feel the heat of her patient's skin against her own, the pulse of her life force beneath her fingertips. It was a connection like no other, and as they continued to explore one another, they found themselves lost in a whirlwind of passion that seemed destined to consume them both. Their lovemaking was passionate and intense, fueled by the raw energy that had grown between them. In the confines of the hospital room, they surrendered to their desire, allowing it to carry them away on a wave of pure ecstasy. As the hours passed, their connection only deepened, and with each passing moment, they became more entwined in both body and soul. As dawn broke, Dr. Thompson and Isabella lay together, spent and breathless, their bodies still connected in the aftermath of their passionate encounter. They knew that what had transpired between them was unlike anything either of them had ever experienced before, and as they looked into each other's eyes, they realized that their lives had forever been changed. In that moment, they made a vow to one another, to explore this newfound connection, to support one another through the challenges that lay ahead, and to cherish the intense passion that now bound them together. And as they left the hospital, hand in hand, they knew that they were embarking on a journey unlike any other, one that would be filled with love, desire, and a bond that could never be broken. And so, the story of Dr. Amelia Thompson and Isabella became legend within the walls of the hospital, a tale whispered among the staff and patients alike, a testament to the transformative power of love and desire. For in that small, sterile space, two souls had found one another, and their connection would forever change the course of both their lives. Chapter 2. In the days following their encounter, Dr. Amelia Thompson and Isabella found themselves drawn to each other in every waking moment. They sought solace in one another's presence, as if the connection they had discovered in that small hospital room had left them both craving more. Their conversations were filled with laughter and shared memories, and with each passing day, their bond grew stronger. As they began to explore their newfound relationship, Dr. Thompson found herself questioning her own feelings. She was a respected surgeon, dedicated to her career and the well-being of her patients. Yet here she was, entangled in a passionate affair with a patient who had become an integral part of her life. The situation was complicated, to say the least, but as she looked into Isabella's eyes, she knew that there was no turning back. Isabella, too, struggled with the intensity of her feelings for Dr. Thompson. She had never experienced a connection like this before, one that seemed to transcend the physical realm and touch something deeper within her very soul. As they spent more time together, Isabella found herself falling further under the doctor's spell, her heart swelling with love and desire with every passing moment. As their relationship deepened, Dr. Thompson began to worry about the consequences of their affair. She knew that as a medical professional, she had a responsibility to maintain boundaries and protect her patients from any potential harm. Yet it seemed impossible to resist the pull of Isabella's presence, and as they continued to explore one another's bodies and souls, she feared that they might be headed for disaster. Isabella, too, was haunted by the ghost of her past. She had been scarred by a previous relationship, one that had left her feeling vulnerable and exposed. It had taken her years to recover from the emotional turmoil, and now, as she found herself falling for Dr. Thompson, she couldn't help but fear that history would repeat itself. Despite their reservations, Dr. Thompson and Isabella continued to draw closer, unable to resist the magnetic pull of their connection. They spent every moment they could together, exploring each other's bodies and souls in a whirlwind of passion that seemed destined to consume them both. And as their love grew stronger, so too did their determination to protect one another from the darkness that lingered in the shadows of their pasts. One evening, as they lay entwined in each other's arms, Dr. Thompson confided in Isabella her deepest fears regarding their relationship. She spoke of the risks she was taking, both professionally and personally, and expressed her concern that their love might ultimately prove to be their undoing. Isabella listened intently, her heart swelling with love and understanding. She knew that Dr. Thompson's concerns were valid, but she also knew that their connection was something special, something worth fighting for. And so, as they gazed into each other's eyes, she vowed to stand by the doctor's side, to face whatever challenges lay ahead, and to cherish the love that had brought them together. With this newfound determination, Dr. Thompson and Isabella began to navigate the complexities of their relationship, learning from one another and growing stronger with each passing day. They faced obstacles and setbacks, but through it all, they remained steadfast in their commitment to one another, never wavering in their devotion or love. As time passed, the threads of fate that had brought them together began to unravel, revealing a tapestry of love and desire that would forever bind them to one another. Their story became a testament to the transformative power of passion and connection, inspiring others with its beauty and resilience. And so, Dr. Amelia Thompson and Isabella continued on their journey together, hand in hand, their hearts entwined, as they faced the challenges and joys that life had in store for them. They knew that their love was not without its struggles, but they also knew that it was a force to be reckoned with, one that would endure the test of time and leave an indelible mark on both their hearts and souls.